What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's main opposition, Kuomintang, will soon have a new leader as vote counting begins for its chair election. There are currently 6 candidates running for the position. According to a poll conducted among party members, the frontrunners are former legislator Zheng Liwen, former Taipei Mayor Hao Longbing, and KMT Caucus Secretary General Luo Zhiqiang. The winner of Saturday's vote will succeed Eric Chu, who has served as KMT chair for the past 4 years and will lead the party into next year's local elections. Taiwan's biggest opposition party, the Kuomintang, is choosing its new chair on Saturday. But a rare accusation from within the party that China is meddling in the election is stirring controversy. As Alan Liu reports, Beijing is using all the tools at its disposal to influence parties across Taiwan's political spectrum.
This video, appearing to show 2 Taiwanese politicians sharing a kiss, has kicked up a storm in Taiwan. That's because the clip, involving a local city councilor and former Taipei Mayor Hao Longbing, now a leading candidate to head up Taiwan's main opposition Kuomintang, isn't real. It's an AI deepfake. Videos like this have become a major issue ahead of the KMT chair election, not just because of who they target, but because of who some party members believe is behind them. Media personality and KMT stalwart Zhao Shaokang says Beijing is now meddling in his party's leadership race. Zhao says some simple internet sleuthing shows at least some of the content is coming from China.
你查他 IP， 有的大陆有在境外，有的是他原来就有的，那原来你就看它就是一个大陆网站嘛。
Accusations of Chinese interference in Taiwan's elections are not new. Both the ruling Democratic Progressive Party and the Third Force Taiwan People's Party say they've been targeted by Chinese disinformation campaigns. But it's much rarer for the KMT to openly acknowledge Chinese meddling in its affairs. The party is viewed as friendlier with China and often encourages dialogue with Beijing. Zhao Shaokang says social media has been flooded with content about the KMT's chair election, but posts overwhelmingly seem to favor another leading candidate, China-friendly former lawmaker Zheng Liwen. He says that between September 12th and October 12th, up to 900 videos were posted about Zheng on TikTok, while those about Hao Longbing number around 250. On YouTube, Zhao says around 600 videos have appeared discussing the chair election. Among those, channels registered under Chinese IPs were mostly created last month, in the final weeks before the vote. Their messaging was highly consistent, with most backing Zheng and criticizing Hao. And those numbers could be just the tip of the iceberg. It's a concerning trend, but some experts say because the accounts posting these videos are mostly brand new, they might be less effective.
你的订阅数可能至少要1000、1万，或者是之类的，就是总观看这个次数也要有10万，这样子。而现在突然不到1个月之内成立这些账号，我觉得他们自己很清楚，可能效果有限吧。
Others say this case is a reminder for Taiwan to step up national security efforts.
Influence from China has never been about supporting one party or another. It's about dividing Taiwan as a society. So in the end, protecting democracy means making national security a shared responsibility, not only a partisan issue.
Taiwan's National Security Bureau has weighed in on the case, saying it aims to improve legal tools to combat outside interference in Taiwan's politics.
那针对那个国安法或反渗透法，那目前并没有条文可以去查处、侦办外力来介入到国内的相关社团或政党内部的选举，因为这还有涉及到的是网络上散布的 AI 生成的影片。那目前在法律规范也有不足的地方。
But using the law to curb disinformation is a tricky tightrope walk. In a democratic society like Taiwan's, freedom of speech could make things hard. But experts say that doesn't mean there are no solutions. They say exposing infiltration tactics can help raise awareness, but that ultimately, online platforms and social media need to be regulated locally.
网络的话，有很多其实是境外的外商在提供的服务，但是呢，我们都会希望说，它至少要在台湾落地成立一个子公司，然后这样的话，它可以接受我们在地，就是它服务所在的这个国家的管辖。
As AI tools now grow more advanced, China has more ways than ever to influence Taiwan's politics. Experts say the best defense is to boost media literacy among the public and actively call out false or manipulated information to build a more resilient society. Ryan Wu and Ellen Liu for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan is seeing a spike in Chinese military activity. Taiwan's defense ministry says it spotted 27 Chinese military aircraft and 8 naval vessels operating near the country in the 24-hour period leading up to Saturday morning. 19 of the aircraft entered Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. This area isn't Taiwan's official airspace, but acts as a buffer zone for defensive purposes. The incursions come as China announced the expulsion of several of its high-ranking military officials from the Communist Party. China has expelled 9 high-ranking military officials from the Communist Party on corruption charges, including its second most powerful general, He Weidong. He had close ties to Chinese President Xi Jinping. He is believed to have played a key role in planning the live fire drills around Taiwan after then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited the country in 2022. His removal comes just days before the Chinese Communist Party's 4th plenary session on October 20th. The legislature has passed a special act that would allow Taiwan's Pingpu Plains indigenous groups to apply for recognition, a goal they have been advancing toward for over 20 years. The move comes just days before a deadline set by a 2022 Constitutional Court ruling. The ruling stated that all Austronesian-speaking peoples beyond Taiwan's 16 recognized indigenous groups should be allowed to identify legally as indigenous. Pingpu peoples have largely assimilated into Taiwan's Han Chinese majority and are not currently recognized. The Council of Indigenous Peoples said 9 Pingpu groups have applied for recognition, and their cases will be reviewed fairly and transparently. The Soraya people are one of the largest Pingpu Plains indigenous groups in Taiwan. While the new act passed by the legislature may finally help them obtain the legal recognition they have long been fighting for, as Irene Lin reports, efforts to revive their once lost language still may face major challenges.
来念一次啊，搭北，很简单，搭北。
Tabe, or hello in the Siraya language, is the first phrase these fresh-faced elementary school students in southern Taiwan are learning in their first Siraya language class. It's a mandatory course that's part of the Kobi Experimental Elementary School's mission to revitalize this once extinct Plains indigenous language. Students in this 3rd grade class are learning to introduce themselves and ask each other's names through music. The song's composer, Edgar Macapiti from the Philippines, has been fundamental to the language revival movement.
Nobody heard Siraya spoken, right? So the phonological structure and the grammatical structure of Siraya must be established first, and then only then you can compose the music. For example, I compose this, what is your name, right? I compose one of these melodies. Nanang auta titakalang, nanang tinta si sakaray, nanang auta titakalang, kamang tananang oho. That means my name is Takalang, your name is Sakaray. What about you? What's your name?
Together with his Siraya partner Uma, a linguist interested in Taiwan's Austronesian languages, they created language guides based on historical archives written in the Xingang script, a Latin letter-based writing system developed by the 17th century Dutch clergyman, and the first written words in Taiwan's recorded history. But until recently, Siraya hadn't been spoken for more than a century, gradually fading as first Taiwanese Dai, then Japanese, and finally Mandarin Chinese became more dominant.
The plains in west were typically the Chinese migrant colonies where they did very well and where they became recognized and where they controlled the city and the economy. And in those places, the Siraya was sort of slowly pushed out, as you can expect. They didn't even know their culture anymore, but in the case of Sirayans, they have become Chinese without really knowing what was about. Some Sirayans are today are actually the non-speakers slowly that were integrated.
The Kobe School teaches Mandarin and Taiwanese Dai, also called Taiwanese Hokkien or Mingnan, and similarly taught using the Latin alphabet. The principal says the alphabet helps students learn both Taiwanese Dai and Siraya at the same time.
就是把台语、西拉雅语跟英语做一个串接，用国际音标来做串接。那么国际音标其实是跟东南亚的是完全符合的。那我们也是帮孩子找一片更大的天空，它其实是对英语的这个学习其实是有帮助的啦哈。嘿，那当然还有一部分它是比较观望啊，但是没有关系，因为我们 开始教以后，他就会在孩子里面的学习，他就会得到印证。
But teaching Siraya in other schools is challenging. Despite the Tainan city government recognizing the group since 2005, Taiwan doesn't officially recognize the Siraya as an indigenous nation with a unique language and culture.
就是比方说我们刚进一间学校，然后老师就问说：“老师，你有没有族语检定？或者老师你的 族别身份可不可以给我？可是西拉雅族因为并不是法律层面里面认定的一个有法律地位的族，所以这些东西我们给不出来。我们可以。
Many teachers take on other subjects or have other jobs to get by, as few other schools provide Siraya language classes. And even when they can teach the language, sometimes there's not enough students.
因为我们被问就说，哎，你为什么还要教西拉雅语？啊，明明一周才几节课而已。那如果换算成我们现在的时薪，其实经常写在都甜哈。特别是我们有一些年轻人哦，他有更好的就业去处啊，可是他愿意这样尽他一点的心力，才是继续从事这西拉雅语教学，我们都觉得很不容易。那我们不知道这样的信心还能撑多久。 哎，对，也随着那个证明的明明已经到最后一里路，可是这一里路又觉得很波折。
But these challenges haven't stopped the Siraya from fighting to reclaim their identity and heritage.
长辈在证明这条路上，让我们看到的勇气跟精神，是让我们持续下去的一个很重要的环节之一。这样子，对，因为他们都不喊累了，我们有什么资格喊累呢？我们才刚开始，可是他们已经走过 好几个10年，好几个20年了。
So while challenges remain, the future of the Siraya language and culture is now being shaped by the voices of a new generation. Yisun Chen and Irene Lin in Tainan for TaiwanPlus.
Airline staff in Taiwan will not be penalized for taking sick leave, according to the Labor Ministry. Taiwan's airlines agreed to the arrangement after meeting with labor officials. The news comes after a flight attendant for Taiwan's EVA Airways died after working a long-haul flight while feeling unwell. Critics say that it was EVA's punitive leave policies that deterred the flight attendant from suddenly taking leave. Flight attendant union reps say that EVA staff are impacted negatively on performance reviews when they take leave on short notice. Taiwan's biggest TV awards ceremony of the year is underway, with the TaiwanPlus show receiving a prize for cinematography. Chang Xiangyu and Yang Jiaming won the award for Best Cinematography for a television program for their work on the TaiwanPlus show Deep Current, Architecture of Taiwan. Meanwhile, Taiwanese television host Di Shu and her co-host Patrick Liu took home the top prize for presenting. The Golden Bell Awards celebrate excellence in television and radio and are often described as Taiwan's equivalent of the Emmys. They are endorsed by the Culture Ministry and are now in their 60th year. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we head over to England for the Canterbury Cathedral Graffiti Exhibition. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.